You know, I feel like I'm a pretty understanding individual, but if there's one thing I get tired of in this world, it's getting kicked in the nuts repetitively by a Subaru. I got my new power steering rack in, as you guys saw. It was a massive pain in the ass to get back in, but there's still one more power steering line to hook up. And I was thinking, it'd be much easier to get this line in if I just take this axle out on the passenger side, right? It was not even an OEM axle. It's like a third-party axle that I rebuilt because the boots were all torn. It was like slinging grease everywhere and whatnot. I got repetitively kicked in the nuts. This is not supposed to come off of the axle, okay? And this isn't even the worst part. That's not even the worst part. You know what the worst part is? The other half of the axle is actually stuck inside of the transmission. I just wanted to get it out of the garage and I just wanted to go drive it in this video. Nope. Now I'm waiting another week for this new axle that I just bought to get in and these tools to be able to remove this axle. It's the dumbest thing. 04 STIs are stupid in this fact because early model 04 STI, since it's 5x100, used male to female front axles. This one's male to male, but the male to female have pins and it's just so annoying. So because I can't get this thing driving in this video, I'm just gonna finish reassembling all this stuff, get all the power steering lines put back in, get coolant in it, get oil, oh there's already oil in it, get coolant in it, get power steering fluid in it, literally everything, let it sit here until my new axle comes in, and then I'm done, and then I'm done with this one. So I've got the engine bay going back together right now. I just fought with the power steering rack. I was actually able to get this axle out. I modified my Company 23 crank pulley tool. I never use this thing to essentially become an axle puller. So we're able to get the axle out a little bit, and then we can stick this tool, which literally fits around it damn near perfectly, to kind of wedge it in there and pry the axle out. What had happened is the seal, or the little C-clip right there, I don't know what exactly happened there, but that little C-clip just locked the end of the spline into the transmission and it would not come out. Plus, that side completely came off, so that really sucks because I rebooted these, but this is not even an OEM axle. I don't know what brand it is. I think it's third party because it definitely doesn't match any of the other axles. So I bought a brand new one last night. That axle situation is going to keep us from starting the car because, as you guys saw, I did drain all of the fluid out of the car, and I'm not going to turn the car on with no fluid in the transmission and then grenade a transmission in this 04 STI just for a YouTube video, because that would be expensive. And your boy don't got money for that. So we're gonna do everything to get this thing done with, and then all we need is that axle to come in. Once the axle comes in, we can put the axle in, get the hub put back up on it, do the break-in procedure for the engine, which is burping the cooling system, getting oil pressure built, all that fun stuff. So for now, let's keep putting this engine bay back together, and then just get this thing done. Let's just get it done. you can hear Matt singing in the background. STI is reassembled. We have oil pressure. This engine sounds way, way healthier than the last one. Here, I'll even put in a little clip for you guys. It sounded like donkey dick. Now it might run, now it might drive, now hopefully it doesn't blow up in the garage. Ooh, like it did last time. That engine was fooked. That engine was way fooked. To be honest, I'm surprised it drove around for the length of period of time I did have it driving. Anyways, STI is pretty much fully reassembled mechanically speaking. We have oil pressure, we have coolant in it. I need to double check for fuel leaks. That's easy to do. There's one major thing stopping me from actually being able to start the car because it will damage the transmission, and that's not having an axle in. I can't put in the new fluid without having the axle in because it's just going to leak all that fluid back out of the axle. So I need to go down to Subaru anyways to get a transmission drain plug gasket for the front diff and the transmission. I already ordered a front axle online, but if they have one in stock, which I highly doubt they do, because I mean, if it was an 04 to 07 they might have, or 05 to 07 they may have one, but because it's specifically an 04, I don't think they're going to have one, but I'll find out. The 04s can have two different front axles. They've got this one, which is a male to female connection where it has like a pin that holds it in. And then there's the one that we have, which is a male to male, but because the car's 5x100, I think that changes the axle a little bit. And I know some people are gonna ask, why don't I just use my old one? Because it literally broke. It's literally done. And I'm not gonna try to shove in this end back into the transmission with it being stuck again, or potentially getting stuck in there again. Not worth it. What?
That ground ever did to you?
A lot, actually. It's cut me. The 04 is ready to live. It sounds healthier than ever, which is good. So now it's, we can do the little stuff. We can do the rest of the little stuff just to get the car 100% done. We have the steering rack in, we have all the lines in, we have power steering fluid in there. But let's go ahead and knock out getting the mud guards trimmed up, get the front bumper, finish trimming up that, get all that permanently bolted back up onto the car. We can go ahead and get the front left wheel put back on permanently. And then at that point, it's an axle, and then we start and drive the car. Thank God. So we now need to run down to Subaru to go pick up 2 gallons of coolant that I used for the STI that I had for a customer's car, so I need to go replace that. And I need to grab the crush washers for the transmission drain plugs on the 04 STI. So we're gonna go swing down there, pick that stuff up, come back up, get those drain plugs in. Hopefully by then my tires are dropped off for this WRX. I'm swapping back to OEM STI BBS wheels on this car, so have some brand new tires coming for it. It'll fit minty. Also, I didn't mention this to you guys, but I do want to show it. For the 17 STI with the EG33, I did get the new oil pan in the other day, so you guys may see some similarities from this pan over to the Killer Bee pan. There are some cross collaborations between Killer Bee and NAS Performance, the company who made this oil pan for it. So we got that in, and then I also ordered a 2018 WRX electronic power steering rack and front subframe for the STI to be able to convert that thing over to an electronic rack from a manual rack it'll just clear up a lot of things in the engine bay. It'll one less fluid we have to do, super easy to wire in. When we get all that in, we go to do that on the STI. I'll walk you guys through that. You can't really do it unless you're on a standalone, but it's kind of a cool swap to be able to do. So let's get this WRX started. Let's run down to Subaru. Hey, there we go. Look, dude, even a baby pulling brakes traction. Back from Subaru, got our crush washers for the transmission. This is for the front differential. There's the part number for anyone who needs it. This one is for the drain plug on the transmission. There's the part number if anyone needs it. Let's get both of those plugs put back in the trans, and then that situation is done with, and then we just gotta put fluid in this thing. So I went ahead and tossed in my dash cam because this is a daily driver. I do like to have my dash cams. That is a Blackview DR750. No, wait, 9750. I don't know. That's a new one that they just came out with that Blackview sent me. So huge shout out to Blackview. Honestly, having a dash cam in any daily driver, in my opinion, is kind of needed because there are so many crap drivers out there. So we have a front and a rear dash cam. We have the fender liner put in over here on the passenger side with the wheel put back on here. We are going to have to do an alignment on this car after we get the axle situation taken care of. But I think that about wraps it up for what I can do on this. My tires got dropped off earlier for the WRX. So those are over at Discount Tire right now, getting mounted and balanced. As soon as I get the call for that, we're gonna go pick those up, get those tossed on the WRX at Check Fitment. They're 255/45 18s on OEM STI BBS wheels. So I'm very curious to see, I already know what the car is gonna look like. They're stock wheels, but they look good, man. They're my favorite stock wheels. Forgot it was bagged. Really good. Yo, real talk, I think with some 20 mil spacers, this thing would look so good. The fitment is a little sunken in, and when the car is aired out, that the rear naturally obviously cambers more, but these OEM wheels are by far my favorites. Now, these are not permanent wheels. We do have another set of wheels coming from Rally Sport Direct. I do not know what they are yet, so it's gonna be like a surprise, like a mystery wheel, so I don't know. What do you guys think of these though? I did opt for this too. If you have a GR like this and you have these BBS wheels, or if you have a 2015 to 2017 STI with BBS wheels, what you can do is you can buy the older STI BBS center caps like I did and use those instead of those silly little STI center caps. I think the BBS ones look better. I got this set for like 120 bucks on eBay. I know you can buy these brand new also, but dude, I actually really like these wheels. I think with some like 20 mil spacers, that would look like minty fresh on this thing. So like I said, these are some temps for a little while, but I absolutely love these. Those works that were on here are going to be for sale if anybody is interested in those guys there. 2,500 bucks with tires, like 2,000 miles on the tires, 2,000 miles on the wheels. They do not come with the center caps because those are going to go on blue. But if you want some works, bam, 18 by 9.5 plus 30, and you need some spacers to clear the front brimbos, but it's whatever, I'll give them to you if you want them. But that is all I've got for you guys on this one. So that's pretty much it for the white STI behind me. I can't do anything with this car until this axle comes in. Thankfully, it already shipped out. Once again, huge shout out to Rally Sport Direct for even stocking a DSS axle. They sell them individually, so I was able to just buy one 750 wheel horsepower capable axle. Don't need it, but I just need an axle. So huge shout out to them. That's already shipped out. It'll be here Tuesday. So Tuesday, this car should hopefully be running and driving at that point. All we have left to do is put the axle in, put the gear oil in the transmission, start it, do the logs for idle, send those off, get our revision back, go do some more logs for driving, do engine break-in on this, which I'll probably do 500 miles. I'll probably be driving this thing around more frequently than the WRX for the time being, just to get through those break-in miles, get this thing ready to go, and oh, and I got a front lip coming for it tomorrow too, so sick. So if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, one of these corners, no idea which one quite yet, but with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!